I'm Julie with Balance Life with Julie, holistic nutritionist and certified health coach. This week, I want to talk to you about how taking care of yourself is actually a form of radical self-love and self-respect. So most of us, we probably didn't give much thought to our health when we were kids. I know for myself personally, I kind of was raised in a certain culture and I ate what my parents ate. I didn't really question it, and I didn't really have an understanding of what different foods and nutrients did in my body. And so once I left home, I kind of graduated to the next phase of my sort of nutrition evolution, where I survived on a lot of fast food and junk food because that's what everybody else around me ate. It wasn't until I started a yoga practice and really started to connect with my own body that I noticed how foods were affecting my mood, how they were affecting my energy and my overall well-being. And so I started to look at food very, very differently. Now, to me, one of the sayings that always kind of rings true in my mind is an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So it actually means that when we're in prevention mode, when we're actually taking care of our body, that actually means so much more to our overall health and well-being than if we get sick and then are trying to backpedal and get our health back on track. Now, unfortunately, a majority of people actually wait until they get diagnosed with some chronic illness or have ongoing conditions that are as a result of their diet and their lifestyle, and it's only when the universe gives them a big old wake-up call that they start to get their health in order. I mean, case in point, I have someone who I've been in touch with many times in the past year, and it took her going to the emergency room of a hospital because she thought she was having a heart attack for her to completely overhaul her diet and lifestyle. And what I want to say is that it doesn't have to get to that state, right? We don't want to take that risk, possibly ending up in a hospital emergency room or having some kind of chronic condition diagnosed or some very serious disease diagnosed before we become proactive. So what I'm going to suggest to you is to look at it differently. Taking care of yourself and really feeding your body nourishing foods, getting enough sleep, exercise, having movement in your life, taking care of your one body. This is such a powerful way that you can love and care for yourself, right? To me, it's self-care is not about going to the spa, although that's nice. It's not about getting your nails done. That's nice too. But to me, self-care is really about taking care of yourself, mind, body, and soul. And there are different practices that we can enact to make sure that we're taking care of all the different levels of us. There's the physical being, there's our mental, emotional body, and then there's the spiritual aspect. So in our daily practices, we want to make sure that we're addressing those various aspects. Now, nutrition is really, really key because it'll affect those various states. So if you're eating a diet that is really processed, full of processed sugar and processed foods, processed meats, and like tons of meat and dairy and stuff, that's going to have an impact on how you feel in your body. You're not going to have the energy to do some of the things that you want to do. But as soon as you shift your diet to eating more organic, more plant foods, you're going to feel a difference not only in your body in terms of how you feel, but also your mood and your energy, your mental acuity. You're going to have this ability to really go out there and do things. And so to me, nutrition is not only beneficial for the body, but it's also beneficial for our mental acuity and for our spiritual selves as well. So these are things that you want to keep in mind in terms of how you're nourishing yourself, because you want to make sure that you're nourishing yourself in such a way where not only do you feel good in the moment, but you feel good for hours after and the next day and the weeks and the months to come. And so one of the ways that you can do that is obviously having your nutrition in check. The other thing that I talk to a lot of people about is that they're not sleeping enough. And sleep is really, really important if you want to feel good in your body, if you want your hormones to be balanced, your mood to be regulated. Sleep is another key component. But I could do a really long video talking about all of these different aspects of health and well-being. What I think is really, really important to recognize is that taking care of yourself, making yourself a priority, not like doing self-care in the way that we're advertised to, right? So a lot of times marketing and advertising will put out self-care as going to the spa or getting your nails done or going shopping or something like that, something that involves commerce. Whereas taking care of yourself is really different than that. It's much more basic and fundamental. It's how you eat, how you sleep, how you move. And it's as simple as that, making sure that you're addressing those three key components in your daily life. How you eat, how you sleep, how you move. And then on top of that, also making sure that you have some kind of a spiritual practice, whether it's meditation or prayer, but having that connection to a higher self will make you feel not only good in your physical body, but it will keep you connected to the infinite. Whatever name that it is that you choose to call it, doesn't matter. Some people use the word universe, some people say God, some people say the all-knowing. It does not matter the word that you use, but you want to have that connection to a higher power because it will actually make you feel more grounded, more loved in this life at this time. I think a lot of times when people are feeling disconnected, it's because they don't have a spiritual practice that is helping to ground them. So to me, taking care of yourself is such a form of self-love and self-respect. And once you're doing that, once you're taking care of yourself, you actually have the energy to go out there and create impact in the world, to take care of the people around you, to be much more present and loving and kind in your relationships, to whatever it is that you want to accomplish in your day-to-day life. You'll have the energy and the ability to do that. If you're running on half empty or like the tank is completely empty, it's really hard to have the passion or the drive, desire to do anything because you're so busy just trying to get through your days. So if you want more detailed tips on how you can accomplish this, I would encourage you to go to my website. There's an ebook there. Please download that ebook because it's going to go through some tips on how you can bring this awareness into your life, how you can take better care of yourself, what are the steps, well, how can you get started on your journey if you haven't already started, or if you've already started, how can you start to make those tweaks and adjustments to do even better. So you can go to my website, balancelifewithjulie.com, go get that ebook. It'll help set you on that path, and until next time, be well.